everyone, so I'm here today to review Southern Cross Volume 1 for you by Becky Cloonan. And I received this book from the publisher via NetGalley in return for an honest review, and I gave it 3 stars. So before I get properly into the review of this book, I just want to quickly mention that I think sometimes books can suffer from the situation that you find yourself in. You might find that you're too busy to pick up a book, even a graphic novel like this in my case, at any sort of consistent amount. So you might be reading 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there, and I don't care what anyone else says, for me personally that really disrupts my experience of the book. So overall I think I would have absolutely loved this graphic novel and maybe given it 4 or even 5 stars if I'd had the time to dedicate to it properly, but I didn't, and it took me several days to read this graphic novel, which is just absolutely ridiculous, and as a result it just, yeah, I didn't get into it as much as I should. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, and I was left feeling a bit sad that I'd not be able to dedicate the proper time to it. So what I basically want to say is, don't let my rating and review overall sort of sway you and think that it's not worth picking up, because it could well be, and I just couldn't give it the time it deserved, basically. This plot covers a woman named Alex who hitches a ride on a spaceship as she wants to discover what has happened to her sister. Now, we find out originally at the beginning of the graphic novel that Alex's sister has supposedly died from sort of suspicious circumstances, but Alex doesn't believe this. You know when you just have that gut feeling? She has this gut feeling that all is not as it seems, and she's not sure in what way all is not as it seems. She doesn't know what may have happened, whether she's died in a different way, whether she's actually still alive, she doesn't know, but she suspects something. So she decides to sort of hitch a ride because she wants to go and discover what has actually happened to her sister for real. I must say, because of my previous reasons I mentioned, I felt quite detached from most of the characters. I'd say the only character I really sort of felt anything for was Alex, understandably, because she was sort of going through quite a rough time with it over her sister. I'm sure though, if I pick up future volumes, which I certainly plan to, and if you're interested I'm sure you'll feel this way too, I'm sure the relationship and the feeling between the reader and the characters will sort of form over future volumes. I think it doesn't necessarily say much that I struggled to feel like this towards any of the characters in the first volume, because that's quite a common occurrence with anything that you read, to be honest. I must say, I absolutely, as ever, I seem to have very good luck with this, I, as ever, really enjoyed the artwork in this book. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. The colours really popped in your face. They were very bright and fresh and clean-cut kind of art. And as ever, for me, this definitely had just the right amount of writing per page for me. I don't like great big massive blocks, but at the same time I don't like it to all just be a couple of words here, a couple of words there. It had quite an even spread. So as I mentioned, despite the fact that I felt a little bit disengaged from a lot of the plot and definitely disengaged from almost all of the characters, I definitely plan to pick up the next book in this volume, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. Now I'm very intrigued as to what will happen in regards to Alex's sister. So thank you very much for watching this review. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish videos from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!